What's up?
We're back.
Let's try this again. Take 2.
Yep.
If that doesn't work, then you guys are just going to deal with it. Spoken to like a...
That's not very nice.
Yeah, I know, but... Alrighty. Let's get this. Racing dudes. Blinkers off live right now. Talking Kentucky Derby. Derby preps.
It's been a tough trail.
Live on air. It has been, and this is it's going to be tougher.
Yeah, get tougher. Okay, so
There we go.
Does it look better?
She's clean.
Better. All right. Good. I wasn't connected to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
It's my fault.
That's all right.
Yeah, my fault. So sorry. We have to change it. But the 4 people that are on, they're back on. They don't care. That's fine.
The degenerates, they'll do anything to get back on, so we're good.
Yeah, exactly.
Brandon, you should be working, right? You all should be working.
Brandon's a scientist. He doesn't have to do anything.
He doesn't have a real job. So.
No. He's trying to cure diseases or something, probably.
Brandon, you're going to tune in. I got your horse picked on top, so I can tell you which one. So you got to listen.
If you have High Cal picked on top, I'm leaving.
Who?
High Cal.
He's got that horse?
Now you know who you got on top.
I don't call High Cal. Heikel.
High Cal.
I don't even know. I don't know who that name
No,
was.
High Cal.
I was like, I was like High Cal. Like High Cal. That's what I thought you said. It's like, I don't know who the hell that horse is. Like, wouldn't surprise me if B-Money had him.
We're up to a bad start.
We're not recording officially yet. So
that's good. Yeah. Yeah, you're getting behind the scenes look at our stupidity. My stupidity.
All right.
It's a daily struggle.
Let's get some people on here. And yeah, so we're just talking, obviously, the 3 big preps this weekend. Really the final push, other than the Arkansas Derby and Lexington, for these horses. And you've got horses like Roadster, and you've got horses like any horse in the Bluegrass that literally have they have to finish 1-2 to get in. So, the Woods got some horses, I guess, that have the points, but these races here are huge.
Oh, no question. No question about it. This is, really, these 3 and then the next 2 next weekend, even the Lexington. It's going to be a big, big race. Because people are fighting for points this year more than ever. And you could read about that. Saratoga Slim's article that we'll talk about.
Yes. The points could be the highest ever this year. So that's interesting.
It's possible.
Went from 30 to could be 40. I mean, we'll find out. You keep getting horses like, Roadster, and then you say he wins, or really finish top 2, and then you've got the top 2 in the Bluegrass. That all of a sudden that pushes 3 more spots down. Raises that value higher, so that makes it tough when you got those new horses, and that's why we've had this happening each time. It's like this new horse wins, and you're not having that top heavy, leaderboard, really yet.
Nope, not at all. The UAE Derby winner is the top one right now. 104 points.
That's sick.
Yeah.
The mule.
The mule.
All right, let's do this. All right, guys, feel free to ask away as we go. Again, we'll be talking about the 3 preps, and then we'll be going over the cards, the undercards of all those races in rapid fire, just kind of talking about what to look for and make sure you don't miss. So if you have questions, ask anytime, and we'll or ask while we're talking about it, so we can make sure we see it and we'll answer it live on the podcast.
Okay.
All right, let's do it. We are recording live. 3, 2, 1. What is up? I'm Jared Welch. He's Aaron Halterman. This Blinkers Off. What's up, man?
What is up, man? You can't if you're not excited this weekend. Are you ever going to be?
Then get the hell out, I guess.
That's right.
It's kind of a big weekend.
It's a big weekend, yeah. Got a lot going on. Hey, just real quick, I'm going to brag on the guys before we get going, right?
Which guys?
All of our guys, our racing dudes.
Oh,
guys.
yeah, those guys. Yes.
Yeah. We had a great week last week, right? Magic covered Dubai better than probably any website out there. And the picks did well that he gave. Chad Summers' commentary did well. Those horses did well. Mike Somich went on Twitter Live and gave out the Rainbow Six. on the mandatory day. That was great. If you played our picks at Gulfstream, races 3 through 14, you hit every multi-race.
We hit the rainbow.
Well, we hit the rainbow, and then we hit every other multi-race wager that day.
What did I tell you? I said, because we struggled the first couple races.
Yeah, the first 2 races were bad.
And I said, of course, we were drinking, and I said, hey, we're gonna go the whole way. Like, we're gonna hit. Every pick is gonna hit the board or whatever.
Yeah.
And you said what?
I said if that happens, there's not enough alcohol in the state for me to drink, and we did it. So
no, we tried. Yeah.
So we did try to do that, and then don't forget Saratoga Slim with the Kentucky Derby points article that he put out. That's a great article. Check that out if you haven't yet. We were talking off air about how it is so just like congested right now that you don't know. I mean, you've got a horse like Improbable, who most years, would be in. And right now, he may not be after this weekend.
I know.
So, very important last few races here.
Well, as far as, what's going on, like, we're getting to that. We tell everyone, and we're not kidding, like, when we get this time of the year, the guys just go nuts, far as wanting to write content and talk about, obviously Slim he's a man, there's no one like him. And, as we get closer and closer to the Derby, this guy's going to keep pumping out quality content. He's on, the Bluegrass wagering guide we have available right now. Him and Summit are also included on that. For this go around, talking, because we're obviously the Bluegrass, talking about the Bluegrass Day, the 5 big stakes, and giving a race by race analysis on that. But they're also chiming in on their multis and their exotics and all that, the things that they do best for the 2 other races at the card, Santa Anita, and of course at the Wood Memorial, where Slim will be live.
So and that's kind of my next thing I was going to get at. Let's hope all the teams back this week. We're all doing our thing. We're all trying to do the same things last week. Hit these big races, and on these big days, hit these big pick 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, whatever you like to play. I mean, at Gulfstream, if you don't want to play the pick 6 that paid $2,000, that's fine. If the ticket was too big. But we hit pick 3s for $200 and $300 all day.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's right there for you if you want to do that. We've got a lot going on. Got a lot of guys on deck with these big days of racing.
Have you, as we've gotten less intoxicated and a few days have gone by, has your feelings changed at all with maximum security?
I think if he's allowed to set the pace like he did in the Florida Derby, they're not going to pass him. But I don't think he will be allowed to do that, obviously, in the Kentucky Derby.
What are your thoughts on, there's been some talk on, it's like the fastest Brisnet or something late figures ever for a Derby prep?
When you let a horse walk early in the race, that's what happens.
Right.
If just he had done it, then I would be like, okay, he might be legit.
Yeah.
But every horse in the race came home fast because everybody, well, not every horse in the race, and let me get to that in just a second. Most of the horses in the race
I hope you do.
Came home fast. Let's talk about the one that didn't come home fast, that had no excuse not to come home fast, and that's Hidden Scroll. That will be my biggest takeaway from the Florida Derby post drunkenness, like being sober and watching that again and thinking he was awful in that race. Like, and I know we said he was awful, but we kind of had the narrative of, well, they took his speed away and this and that, He was third rounding the corner, setting a completely slow pace and got passed by horses. There's no excuse. If he would have ran in place and finished third and held off those horses, then you could say, well, nobody moved. Nobody moved in the race except for him, and he moved backwards.
I mean, Bourbon War and Code of Honor are still closed. I mean, they tried anyways. They made some kind of movement forward, whereas he did nothing.
There's no excuse to make for this horse anymore. That's the bottom line.
I think he is completely current. That's what we were joking about that night. We're going through the list, and a lot of those horses that he beat were understandable. And you're like, Current. I mean, Current beat this horse, who doesn't even like the dirt, and so that. They've screwed up so bad. They've screwed this horse up so much that they literally, Mott even said, he's like, we're just going to have to start over. I mean, so God knows what we see next.
Yeah.
I still stand by that he's talented, but I'm not going to say that he's not a head case.
I don't think he's talented.
Well, there's a difference between talented and being good.
I think for whatever reason, he just freaked that day at the Pegasus, and maybe it was just the speed bias was so good. I don't know. I don't think he's that talented. I can't sit there and continue to watch him run like shit against horses that aren't, I don't think, that great.
I know.
and say, well, I think he's really talented. I don't think he is.
It's funny. He was a 9-way shake
Yep.
for him in the league, and he got exactly the point. They broke even on the points with him, and then John and Ryan get Omaha Beach for free. Well, no one goes against them.
Right.
And then Maximum Security, who the only other person was Dan, and we're like, that's ridiculous, you know? Like,
Yep.
we're hoping that Dan would just get him alone. We pretty much assumed.
Yeah.
And those are the two that, I mean, it's like they are been unbelievably good on claiming.
Yep.
And really, I haven't really made too many bad claims. It's just, my biggest thing right now has been, I've not made the claims I needed to make. Like, I wanted to claim Omaha Beach. I thought about it for 2 weeks. I wanted to claim something like a Hot Brown. I thought about him for 2 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
Maximum Security, I mean, I never considered. But
no.
Still, it's like, so it's a matter of being able to claim the right horses and having the balls to do it.
Well, and once again, trip and pace are the two things that are winning these races, and I think that's going to be a big talk as we talk about these three today. And, I mean, you couldn't get a better trip than Maximum Security got, and you couldn't have got a better pace. And he won. So, again, will he get that again going forward? Probably not in his next start, I wouldn't think. If he goes 49 for the half in the Kentucky Derby, they're going to have trouble catching him.
Yeah.
If he's 3 in front. Think about this for just this, and we're going to move on from this race because it's just silly. Maximum Security ran 49 for the half and was clear by 3 lengths. It was clear of about 5 lengths of a horse that is capable of running 45 for the half.
Well, how many times
did
Castellano pull up on Hidden Scroll? It was ridiculous.
I can't count that high.
So before we move on today, it'll be out today. I'll have it posted on Friday, I should say, for those listening live. It'll be Friday. I'll have the Dudes Derby Madness, the next voting.
Yeah.
We're going to vote on the Final Four, so we're going to catch up to the actual March Madness going on here. So I'll just list off the 4 matchups. It's interesting. I would. Some of these are very key to advise. Hey, wait till after Saturday because you're literally going to see, and that's it right here. Number 1, game winner versus Roadster. There's your matchup. You'll get the answer. I mean, you could almost say, let's forget whoever. Don't even count the voting. Whoever wins, should get it.
You'll get 100 votes on that as soon as it goes out. Though.
Oh, I know.
I promise you.
And I guarantee it'll be Roadster.
Yeah.
Omaha Beach and Improbable. That's a really interesting one. Yep. That one you should wait till next week.
That's not allowed. You can't wait till next week.
I know. But you'll find out real quickly if you made the right choice there. High Cal, however you call them, versus Code of Honor. So another one that's running this weekend and one that ran last weekend. And
what a terrible matchup that is.
You know it's bad when High Cal beats Mucho Gusto. I mean, which is probably the right call though.
Yep.
And then War of Will and Bourbon War. So that's an interesting one there. But the right side of the bracket is so bad compared to the left side. It's not even. And people like give a shit about like the seating. Literally, you gave me the top. How many were there? 40, 60?
20.
No, the top
32.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there was 8. Yeah. Okay, so
you gave me top 20 and then added 12.
I literally seeded them just as they went. The top 4 were 1s. Next 4 were 2s. So I literally it's just random how they got seeded. I don't know if I'm predicting not who I want, but the kind of thing is like how do I think the voting will go down? Yeah. I'm gonna say Roadster, Omaha Beach. Ooh, I don't know. Roadster. I'll say Improbable on that one. Roadster, Improbable, War of Will, and Code of Honor.
I agree with the right side, not the left side. I think game winner in Omaha Beach will win that voting.
That's who should win, but I'm saying who I think.
No, that's who I think's going to win.
All right, well,
that's who I think's going to win. I think game winner's still got enough support out there.
We'll see if our listeners come through on that one.
Last year they picked the winner, Justify. This year,
speaking of we're on the year anniversary. I don't know exactly.
The Santa Anita Derby.
Santa Anita Derby, yeah. So, I don't know if we'll see. People are thinking. I think that Roadster is him. So we'll find out.
Yep.
All right, what's the best thing you saw today?
I'm cheating. Tuesday. I'm going back to Tuesday. I went to Will Rogers Tuesday.
Of course.
I saw my favorite horse in training, Welder, win again.
Best horse in training as well.
Well, at Will Rogers for sure. He was 1-5 to win the Highland Eye Stakes. He does it. The thing I love about Will Rogers, there's no video board at all. You know this. So if you're standing on the rail, you literally have to watch the horses, not a video board. And so when they make the turn, I'm standing right on the finish line. And when they make the turn, you just see him like he just starts to gradually pull away and shut off the one on the inside. I was like, okay, I think he's going to win. But I wasn't sure until he got about 10 feet from me that he was actually in front.
I wish that we would have had video. We would have thought about like a video of like me the first time I went to when you took me to Will Rogers.
Right, yeah.
That place, I was like, we were driving, like, there it is. Like,
yeah, where? Where is it?
What?
Where? It's right over there. I don't see it.
It's in a field.
Yeah.
With cows. And
no, there's no cows.
Literally, the grass you have to walk through from the grandstand, like, or whatever you call that, the stands.
Stands.
Not grand.
No.
To the fence. It was like a foot tall.
Okay, it's dead right now. So it's like, I think it's Bermuda grass. So right now it's dead.
Well, it's nice.
But I've been, I went once and it was raining, okay? And the grass was about this tall. And I didn't even think. I said, I'll walk down to the rail for this race. And my feet were soaked the rest of the day. Just wet socks, walking around with wet. That's the worst, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, so sometimes you can't go down to the rail. But yeah, the grass is dead now, so it's fine.
All right, that's saying it's got to be. So obviously, the easy answer is Keeneland being back, which is officially back today, Thursday. But listening today on Friday, I'm so like you do have you got the Transylvania, which is always a fun race, and you know, I don't know, for some reason Transylvania always sticks out to me as like, I know it starts on Thursday, but Friday because like it's the day before the big race and that, you know, Keeneland's back, but it's a race before that I'm pumped about. The mile 16th race of the what would you call it? The has-beens of the fantasy league that are in this race.
Well, one might not be a has-been.
We'll see. It's definitely a key race for some of these, and you got U.S. Navy Cross 7-2 for Chad Brown, who Paul is on his team, and he's been. I think he drafted this horse.
Oh, he did. I'm pretty sure he did.
He's had this horse the whole year.
Yeah.
And he's just, I mean, he every single week he'll email or text me and be like, well, he worked out again, not entered anywhere. And so he's
been mad
he's
for a
very
while,
happy about that. But then you've got, to the outside, you've got number 9, Intrepid Heart, who was that really impressive Todd Pletcher. He's a 3-1 morning line favorite, who's on my team, and hadn't seen him since running the Southwest Day. Wasn't it Southwest Day?
On
the undercard. Looked awesome. And hadn't seen him since then, but here he is. The plan is to run here, Peter Pan, and then the Belmont. So that's the plan there. So it's good to see him. And John Velasquez has him out there. And then Gunnett, the very disappointing Gunnett, who once was believed to be top horse in the league. Bad.
It's been bad.
He's been bad. But he's 8-1 morning line. He's got flow riding. He hasn't been seen since the Risen Star fiasco. So 2 interesting horses on my team, and then of course U.S. Navy Cross for Chad Brown and Paul. So that's just a fun. I mean, for a Friday allowance race, that sounds amazing to me.
Oh yeah, it's gonna be a good race. I'm excited for Intrepid Heart. He could be pretty good.
If he goes out and does it again, it looks really awesome. You got to wonder if they don't think, hey, can we like go try Preakness or something?
Well, yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I think they've laid out a plan for him that actually makes a lot of sense. The Peter Pan is a really good stepping stone for your first stakes, and then it's a good prep for the Belmont. I mean, it's at Belmont.
I'm fine with it. You get the
spacing's
points.
Fine. Yeah, the Peter Pan's worth points.
Yep.
So I think it's a really good plan. But there's one thing about making a plan, another thing about the horse actually doing it. Like if he runs 8th in this allowance, I don't know if he got to go to the Peter Pan. So, but
Gunnett had plans.
Gunnett had plans, and his plans shit the bed, as Dan would say.
All right, on that note, let's get to it. Today's show, we're going to preview the 3 huge Kentucky Derby prep races: Santa Anita Derby from Santa Anita Park, the Bluegrass Stakes from Keeneland, and the Wood Memorial from Aqueduct, and then give rapid fire selections for many of the remaining major stakes races running this weekend across the country. Let's go!
That is Dan's favorite line.
Oh, I know.
Shit the bed.
Shit the bed.
He before Baffert gets ready to run a race. Oh, Big Bob's gonna shit the bed here. Okay. He's not a Baffert guy.
Did you hear anything from him after Bourbon War? Shit the bed.
No, I haven't heard from Dan. No, we're using my phone. I was gonna look it up. I haven't heard from him in a long time.
Very disappointing guy.
Well, I'm gonna message him right now. I'm worried about him.
I have no idea. All right, we're gonna go. Let's see. What are we doing here first? What are we doing? Yeah, we're going Santa Anita Derby. So let's do it.
Okay.
Let me get the...
Oh my gosh. I get on Facebook and Brandon Bauer is all over my timeline. Look at this.
He's posting at work.
Yep.
Pull up the entries.
I messaged Dan at 7 o'clock Saturday after the after the Florida Derby, and I said, well, shit, and he never replied. Well, there you go.
He was not happy about it.
I haven't heard from him since 11:20 a.m. on Saturday, so if anybody's heard from him, let us know.
We need to just check on his health. Sure, he's fine.
Yeah.
He may have shit the bed after that one, too.
He may have.
All right, let's do it.
What'd you say we're doing first?
He's waiting on Vekoma to run.
What are we doing first?
Santa Anita.
Okay, let's do it.
All right.
Ooh.
Let's see. 3, 2, 1. Let's kick this off with maybe the two highest prospects that we're going to see Saturday, and the lone grade one of the 3 Derby preps. That's at Santa Anita Park, race 8, which has an awesome card. We'll get to that in a little bit. Santa Anita Derby, race 8, grade 1, with $1 million for 3-year-olds going to 1 1/8 miles. Field of 6 lined up for this one. And again, I mean, it goes without saying, but all 3 of these races, 100 points to the winner. You've got really... In this one, you've got both. Some of these horses need points. Obviously, Roadster needs points. 140, 20, 10 for your top 4 finishers. So really, any of these top 2 will get you in for sure. Number 1, Roadster, 5-2. You've got 4-5 on game winner to the outside 6 post and Instagram. The 5 horse 3-1. Nolo Contesto 6-1, and the other 2 are 3-1. I mean, really comes down to those 3, maybe those 4.
Yeah, so here's a question before we get going. Roadster, Instagram, game winner, would they be the favorite, any of these 3? If they were entered in the Bluegrass or the Wood they be the favorite?
Yeah, for sure.
I think they would.
Doubt, exactly. The Instagram wouldn't be the favorite in the Wood.
I think he would.
Even after that last race with the horses that beat him?
Yep, I think he would.
He might be the post-time favorite.
No, that's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about morning line. Post-time favorite.
Yeah, I
think all 3 of them would.
For sure.
So that's it's interesting that we have a 6-horse field here, and I've heard some people say, God, they couldn't get more than 6 horses. Well, the reason they can't is, 1, nobody's shipping to California right now, and number 2, they always have really good horses in these races.
And it's not like it's been a secret. I mean, Baffert's been saying he's going to run Roadster and game winner here all year, really.
So people aren't going to come out here, even if everything is going well.
They've made their plans, yeah, exactly.
So, so do you want to go just 1 through 6? You want to go through them?
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Let's kick it off with, the horse that I am most fearful of, obviously. Roadster, this is a horse that I once had on my fantasy team. I no longer do. Paul picked this horse up. We made fun of him, and here he is. Could win the race. This is, again, a horse that had a lot of promising hopes last year, got hurt, had throat surgery. Game winner beat him in that Del Mar for Charity, finished 3rd in that race. Didn't see him again until March. He went MIA for a time. He had some some quarter crack issues.
Yep.
He had breathing issues. He came back in the allowance race March 1st and looked awesome. I mean, I at the end of the day, I care about good horses and picking. I mean, I got to forget the fantasy league. I need to pick winners. He looked awesome. I mean, he looked really, really good. He went fast, ended fast. Again, though, this is a horse that's never been over a mile. That was as long as he'd been that day. But he did look good. I still don't think he's the best Baffert horse in this race.
Obviously, very dangerous. Could sit a perfect trip. I mean, I think he wants to just sit in second, and I think Instagram's going to go to the lead. I think they've got to send him. You've got to. We've talked about this with our group a lot. When you have a speed horse, don't take away their number 1 weapon. Now, I'm not saying go out there and blaze, but you let them use their speed.
Right.
That is their weapon. So I think Instagram goes to the front. I think Roadster just sits right, maybe a length and a half, 2 lengths behind him. He
showed that he's shown it before in last race, especially.
He's going to sit the perfect trip. Yep. He's going to get first jump on the leader. There's no question in my mind about that. And it's just going to be whether he's good enough. There's really not a race in his past performances, which is only 3 races, but there's really not a race that you watch and go, that makes me go, I think he's a superstar. Like, he hasn't shown just that wow factor. his one race this year, it was good.
Yeah.
I wasn't over the moon about it. It was good enough to say, okay, you can run in the Santa Anita Derby now, and we're going to take you serious. But it wasn't a justified type allowance win.
Well, and if you're a buyer guy, you look at that last race, you got a 91 buyer. Instagram's 2 out of his 3 races have been higher than that buyer.
Yeah.
And Game Winners, 4 of his 5 races have been higher than that buyer.
Same with Timeform too.
So it was good. It was visually very impressive as well. I just think Game Winner is a little bit different, and I wasn't against him necessarily. I liked him probably more. I switched those rankings after the Rebel. I thought he was awesome in the Rebel, especially off the layoff. I think he's going to be even more tuned up. He ran a 96 buyer, which is only a point below his high buyer that he got in the Merrick Farrow. So
yeah.
It's not like he ran bad. He got beat by Omaha Beach, who, like you said to me the other day, is like, a lot of people bring this horse to win the whole thing.
That's right.
So it's not like he got beat by Market King,
he beat the hell out of Market King.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah.
I think he'll be primed up to go. Let's talk a little bit about Nolo, because more ice, forget it.
Yeah,
but Nolo, interesting horse, because this is the one you can say, well, he beat Omaha Beach. He's kind of been that horse that's had some definitely class around him, and then was in that race where he did finish up well in that last race against Roadster in that allowance race.
Yes.
But it's like, I don't know, because what do you do? Is he a throwout for you?
He's not a throwout. I would play him. My computer's on. Who knows? What this is going to pay one way or the other. I don't think he's a horse you can play to win. I mean, you look at this. Yeah, he beat Omaha Beach. Great. But his other 2 races weren't that good. I mean, you say he finished up well. I don't know. I guess. I mean, a little bit, right? I mean, it wasn't great last time out. I didn't think.
No. It was almost one of those things, too, where it looked really nice at the end. Like, his gallop out was really good. Like, he kind of went flying late. And I think a lot of people are going to see that and say, whoa, hang on, go a little longer.
I'll be shocked if he wins, though.
I won't say I'm completely shocked. I think there's a situation in this race that could pose where it makes him move forward a little bit. But he does lose Rosario, who I think getting Talmo is a downgrade. So Instagram, again, I know, Samit, you're on here, you're listening. You love it. I love this horse too.
Yeah.
After when you really watch that Gotham over and over and you say, well, it wasn't as bad as you kind of, I guess maybe. No,
it was pretty bad. I'm not on that camp.
I don't think it was as bad as.
It was pretty bad.
He still ran. I mean, I think to me, though, when you look at the numbers, I think the 2 that beat him ran pretty well. I mean, because like say, he tied his high buyer.
Yeah, but you got to remember that's from 2 to 3. So, I think he was going to naturally just run a little bit better from 2 to 3. We're talking about August of his 2-year-old year to his 3-year-old year.
Well, you've got, and Roadster, it's funny, Roadster and him are in the very similar camp. Because remember, we talked about both how it's like they hadn't been, Roadster hadn't been seen since September.
Yeah.
Instagram hadn't been seen since August.
Yeah, it's almost the same.
And they both had, these huge, massive layoffs came back. One looked awesome, one a little flat. But, like you said, Samit, we're saying, like, what did he do best last year?
Yeah, you got to send him right to the lead. And in this race...
But he still never ran over a mile, just like Roadster.
And maybe, into Mitchell, sometimes they can't go long, sometimes they can. It kind of can go either way. Out of a Lawyer Ron mare, well, Lawyer Ron obviously could run all day long. So I think he can go 1 mile and an eighth. Distance isn't a worry for me. He's absolutely a must play. And I think in this spot, what I could see happening, I think he's the second most likely winner of the race. Let me put that out there. What I could see happening in this spot is he sets the pace and they don't go get him, because I don't really think Roadster wants to go with him. And if Roadster does not go, he's 2-3 lengths in front. And if he is the quality we think he is, and he's 2 or 3 lengths in front, he will be extremely hard to run down.
Yeah, I was gonna say, I think with Pratt especially, I think there's a really very real chance we turn for home and we're saying something along the lines of Instagram's still there, like he's still there, he's extending.
I can, in my head, I have a vision of Instagram's ahead, Roadster's maybe he's either going to come with a run or not. I'm confused with that, with what he actually is. And then Game Winner is going to do kind of like he did to Omaha Beach. He's going to start cutting into that margin.
Yeah.
Can he cut in quick enough?
First time that obviously any of these have ran this far. Game Winner is one that to me has never looked like a horse that can't, like, he wants to go further. Like, give him further.
He does.
So I think this is right up his wheelhouse, really.
You look at him, Candy right out of an AP Indy mare. I mean, that screams 3 miles.
He looks
right? I mean, he could win. I mean, that's a perfect like Belmont pedigree.
One of our photographers sent us a picture of him today, this morning, and God, he looks like a beast right now.
Yeah.
I think Baffert's been really talking about Roadster. I think it's like he's a little bit smoke and mirror. Like, I think Game Winner. It's like I think he wants to talk about Roadster because he made, like, this is the time to talk about Roadster.
I talked to some people right after the Rebel who had spoke to Baffert on the phone right after the race, and he kind of led on to them that he didn't think Game Winner would lose again. So that makes it hard to go against Game Winner. Look, it's kind of class versus flash. You know what I mean by that?
Yeah, that's a good way to say it.
Because Game Winner is all class. He's so much classier than all the rest of these horses. We're talking about a horse that is 4 for 5 with his only loss being by a nose. It could have went either way in the Rebel. It was an unbelievable race. He went out and tried to get Omaha Beach, who looked like he was going to get clear. That was one of the that is the best prep race of the year. I mean, that was entertaining.
The horses ran. You could argue Rebel could be a Grade 1. Ran in 4 straight Grade 1s. The Rebel's Grade 2, but you know what I'm saying. $1.6 million in earnings. Instagram has 180,000, and Roadster has 100,000. So
right.
And you're talking about the class versus flash.
And he beat Roadster as a 2-year-old. Not that really means much here. I mean, this is totally different. Mile and eighth versus 7 furlongs as a 2-year-old. So I'm not going to hold that against Roadster at all. I just think it's really tough to go against Game Winner in this spot. And I think he will progress a lot from his first start to his second start. That's what Bob Baffert had told us all along. Not us specifically, just everybody. It's like, I think Game Winner needs one. Now he has one, so I think he is going to be ready to go. To me, it's Instagram, Game Winner, then Roadster.
How many points does I know Instagram? He has 10. So Instagram
first or second.
First or second,
has
to. If we're both on Game Winner, let me ask you this, and then we'll end it. If because there's people out there that love. I mean, Roadster is the Derby winner, Kentucky Derby.
Right.
Winner.
Oh yeah.
If he goes out and wins, like, I don't even want to say it, but like a similar running of last year, and you're like, holy hell, like, is he jump into your number 1 spot? Like, is that good enough for you to say, yep, that's it?
If he beats Game Winner on Instagram by like 3 lengths, yeah, he's number 1.
Okay.
He's number 1 immediately. And he will be better than anything we're going to see in the other races.
And that's what's so interesting about this weekend, is you got horses that have the potential, or at least it's out there to say, he could be my number 1 top choice.
Or he could not be.
Or we don't talk about him again for months.
Yeah.
That's where we're at.
You know who he reminds me of? He reminds me of Bayern a little bit.
Yeah.
And that horse went to the Arkansas Derby and got third and ran really, really well, and then didn't do much, but then in the second half of the year,
he won the Classic.
Huge. Yeah.
So
yeah, he blossomed.
Yep.
Roadster could be that kind. I don't quite know if he's ready for this yet. Off just 1 allowance race this year, that's a tough ask. But honestly, in this race, you have to just play those 3 in the multis and go on, because you don't want to get beat by Roadster with how great Bob Baffert's talked about him.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's like we always say, he's telling us that, and I
wrote in the article, you have to listen to him. He doesn't lie, and he said this horse is doing really, really well. So,
all right, cannot wait for this one. But we're both on the class horse, and that's Game Winner. And that's gonna be just.
It's all gonna come down to the dynamics of the race again. In this one.
Yeah.
And if Instagram is out on the lead, it's gonna be really tough to run him down. Really tough.
You got to think too that Game Winner is going to get a little bit of a wide trip, just because that he's going to make sure that Roadster has the opening to get in.
If he gets a wide trip, Rosario should be shot in the head. There's 6 horses in this race. There's no way you should be wide in this race.
Relatively speaking, he should be wide.
He shouldn't.
There'll be no race riding. You know what I mean? Like they're gonna make sure Roadster has every opportunity. If you're who is it, Rosario? Yeah, they're gonna make sure that he's got the opportunity.
I don't know.
Dude, I just see it both ways. Like him coming, or you get to the top of the stretch and Instagram's in front, Game Winner's making his run, and Roadster's on the whip, and he's he's a mile horse, mile 16 tops, but we'll see. Well,
D. Wayne Lucas has always said the horses have the answers. They have the facts, so we will get the facts.
So as he says, you got to line them up and can't mail them in.
Yep. People have opinions. Horses have the facts. That's D. Wayne's quote.
Legend.
Yep. So yeah, we're gonna find out. All right.
We're going to Bluegrass, and it is a bitch. It's an awesome race. It's just impossible.
Yeah.
I mean, pick your choice, right? Austin, don't break my heart. Next segment, we'll see.
Vekoma.
We might break it.
Yeah, we probably will.
To me, it's not that I don't think he's a good horse. It's that I just can't validate playing him at 9-5, which is insanity.
Right.
So that makes me feel better.
Yeah, he did real well last week, Austin, on Hidden Scroll. That's a Hall of Fame ride he gave that horse. So. Although I think he was just riding to instructions. They were just hell-bent on put him in third.
The problem with Vekoma is he's not a mile and 8th horse. So
yeah, I don't really get that argument, but
I don't think he is. But we'll find out. But the horses have the answers.
That's right.
I think the 7-2 on Win Wins too low too. It's insane, these prices.
Well, why don't we talk about this?
We're going.
Okay.
3, 2, 1. All right, let's go to Keeneland for the next Kentucky Derby prep. That's race 10, the Toyota Bluegrass Stakes, grade 2 worth $1 million for 3-year-olds going mile and 8. Again, 140-20-10 for your top 4 finishers. This race is so key because literally they all need points. Yep. They have top 2 are in. That's it. And that's it. Forget it.
Pretty much. Yep.
It's a very, very interesting race for a lot of aspects. You got 9-5 more than favorite is Vekoma, who, I mean, didn't even win a race this year.
Yep.
You've got 7-2 on Win, who looked okay in the Tampa Bay Derby, but here he is here, 7-2. And you got 5-1 on Signalman, who did not look good at all last time out, but there he is at 5-1. 10-1 on Some Like a Hot Brown. Can he run on the dirt? So Alive for Todd Pletcher, 15-1. I mean, the prices go on and on and on. Dreammaker, 12-1. Looked awesome in that return race and then looked really, pretty bad. He had a terrible trip last out, but Market King, who finished, I mean, if you want to go Rebel, if you think the Rebel is the race, finished 3rd in the Rebel behind Omaha Beach and Game Winner, like we just talked about. So, this is the toughest. This is easily the toughest race of the weekend.
Let's go through all 14, just not for 2 hours, but just quick hitters on all 14, and then we'll give a pick. Because I really think you could go a lot of different ways.
Okay.
We need to touch on them all. So Some Like It Hot Brown. So obviously, 2 wins in a row, Turfway on the synthetic. Can he transition to the dirt? That's the big question.
Mile and 8th win last time, so you got that going.
Here's my argument for him. He's by Big Brown, who can go either way. Turf and dirt, pretty much. It just kind of depends. He is out of a Tappet mare, so pedigree says it's not completely out of the realm.
Yeah, and like I say, he's one of the few that can say that they've gone a mile and 8th and won prior to the final Derby prep. So he's got that going for him. It's still I think he's there. If he likes the dirt, if he handles the dirt like he's been running, he's got a real-time shot to win this race. Number 2, Vekoma. Okay, listen, this is a horse that had very high promises last year, was undefeated as a 2-year-old, hadn't been seen since November, came back to run in the Fountain of Youth March 2nd. Ran 3rd. I mean, it isn't terrible. Remember, this race was a vastly favored closers that day. Code of Honor, though, Bourbon War came back to run. I mean, it's a merry-go-round race. The Florida Derby, that's why I said like it's a throw-out race, because it meant you couldn't get anything off of that race.
Yeah.
But at least they were there, sort of, last time out, and I think both have the points, or close to getting the points to get in.
I mean, this horse has a shot to win, but if you play a 9-5 price here, it's just really tough.
Gets the services of Castellano, so you got that.
I mean, it's just, there's really not a lot of holes you can poke on in him. It's just like, I think he's average to above average, and you don't play those horses at 9-5.
He's been I'll say this about Vekoma, and I know we've only seen him once as a 3-year-old, but the overall picture, he's been the most consistent horse. Like his numbers, like look at his time form.
I mean,
but look at his actual time form numbers.
I know, but he's had 3 races.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I said. He's got 3.
You're right.
races,
Yeah, 115, 116, 115.
The horses we've seen this year, it's like, oh, they go do this, and they go down, they go, and he can't try. At least he's running like a consistent.
Yeah.
His buyers 87, 97. He freaked the Nashville, and then 90 in the Fountain Youth. I mean, they're all okay buyers.
Yeah.
Can't say the same for this horse. Number 3, Signalman.
No, you can't.
Again, a similar story. He had much more races under his belt. Ran the Breeders' Cup Juvenile, where he finished 3rd. But like, it's a horse that had a lot of potential as a 2-year-old. Won the Kentucky Jockey Club, and then hadn't been seen. And ran that same race. Fountain Youth ran terrible. Ran 7th. But we were talking about this earlier. This is the kind of race that McPeak wins with this kind of horse.
Draw a line through that last race. This was the race they are targeting for. That was just a workout. If you think he's good enough, then he is the pick in this race, because you should not hold the Fountain of Youth against that horse at all.
Ran really well here, fairly well here at Keeneland last year in that Grade 1 Breed of Charity. You got Market King, the Lucas horse, who is, it was an interesting move for him, considering Lucas usually, if he's got a horse at Oaklawn, been running at Oaklawn, he's just going to run him on the preps,
Yeah.
But he's like, hey, I don't want any part of the Arkansas Derby with this horse, and they're going to send him here, and it's a smart move.
It is a smart move. The good news is he got 3rd in the Rebel Stakes. The bad news is he was beaten 8 1/4, so it's not like he was threatening. He's getting better with every start. He has speed. If somehow he falls out on an easy lead, he's not going to be the worst play.
Chess Chief, Dallas Stewart.
It's Dallas Stewart, so you can never really throw him out completely, right?
He's got 2 in the race. It's like, would it shock you if one of them hit the board?
Well, no, it wouldn't shock me if anybody hits the board or wins here, but I went away from Chess Chief.
Number 6, Dreammaker at 12-1 is interesting. That last race is tough start. Steadied a couple times in the race, never really got a chance, but it is encouraging that Giroux comes back to ride this horse for a 3rd straight time.
Yeah, it is.
And with Cassie loves Keen,
you hit it. That's the biggest key. Cassie plus Keeneland usually equals success. Again, draw out the Tampa Bay, or just draw a line through Tampa Bay Derby. Just a really terrible trip. The only bad thing is in his 2, even 3, biggest races, the Hopeful, the Breeders' Futurity, and the Tampa Bay Derby, he was nowhere to be found in any of them. So that's the worry, but he has shown races that make him competitive.
Yeah, the numbers there don't tell me enough. I wanted to pick him. I wanted to like him, and I just have not. That's why I didn't claim him.
I like him. I didn't pick him.
Yeah, and I just can't get there with him. He's going to have to show it. Admire. For Dale Roman's another one of those horses. It's like, man, just... This horse, his last 2 weren't absolutely terrible, but he's been running in the Withers in Tampa Bay. It's another one that if he won wouldn't surprise me, because it's Dale Romans.
Yeah,
it's going to be a big price.
Again, he shouldn't win, but you never know.
This is one I'll admit, and Magic, when you listen to this, hopefully you get there, but whenever we were giving you shit about picking this horse, not to spoil it, but picking this horse to win the race, win. And then after you really look at the race and study the past performances and the time form numbers and all that stuff, it's like he's got one of the best chances in the race.
Yeah, I don't love him, but you have to pick somebody to win, and that's who I fell on. And the reason being is I thought he was very determined in the Tampa Bay Derby after a really bad trip. He was not in the position he usually is in. He was wide on both turns. He was wide into the lane. And he still kept fighting, and he closed, and he was closing ground. He got 3rd. I don't think he's a superstar, but that was very encouraging. So I think today, with a little bit better trip, he's got a shot. And I think he's got a really good shot. And I think here's the deal. Say he gets the perfect trip and wins the Tampa Bay Derby, because we're going to talk about the Tampa Bay Derby a lot in this race and the next one, the Wood. that was a trip race. That's what the best trip won, you know. But if he would have won the Tampa Bay Derby, he would be 9-5. But instead, we may get 7-2, 4-1. And that's the key to these Derby preps, saying, okay, they had bad trips. Maybe they'll get good ones this time, and we'll get them at a better price.
Well, and two, you know, he's another one of those that has been fairly consistent on the numbers, and he showed it from going from, you know, because I was wondering, you know, how's he going to go from 7 furlongs to a mile 16? You know, how's he going to handle that? Well, he did it, like you say. I mean, with a poor trip, he still handled it pretty well, I thought. So, Irad Ortiz rode him last time out for the first time, and he's back again. So I think that's encouraging as well. If the pace is, you know, similar or is a little hot, I think he could be one of those running late and could have a shot. Sir Winston, I'm telling you, this was one that I was like, I might actually pick this horse.
Yeah.
It sounds crazy, but, you know, he had last time out in the Tampa Bay Derby, like I said, we'll talk about this horse, finished 5th, did big price. Last 2 races, he's kind of been... It's like that he's coming, you know, but it's like also coming, like he's back behind, and it's like, you know, but it's like you got that feeling. You got Le Peru again, you got Cassie. Like I could feel. I definitely think this is a horse that you could play and do worse than to play underneath. Like exotics.
I agree. I think the Cassie factor, like say at Keeneland, that's always a really good thing. I just hate the horses that came out of the withers. I'm taking a stand against them.
Fair enough. Lucky Lee, the 10 horse.
Well,
it's Service.
Yeah,
so, I mean, you might pick him to win.
It's John Service this time.
Yeah,
but it doesn't matter, right?
It's still the Service family.
Right, yeah. They know how to get these horses ready. So, anyway, this horse had won 2 in a row, and then the withers was just really bad for him. I mean, it's Service 20-1 probably wouldn't be the dumbest long shot, right?
No, I mean. Yeah. So Live, the 11 horse. Todd Pletcher, I finished 3rd in the Sam F. Davis behind Well Defined and Kentucky Wildcat.
I kind of wanted to pick him. I just couldn't get behind him. I mean, he got 3rd in the Sam F. Davis, but he was beating 11. I mean, he was never really a threat, and he was like 20 lengths behind in that race. So I couldn't do it.
Number 12, Parsimony.
I mean, he's an 0-for-8 maiden, but a maiden finished 2nd in the Florida Derby. So, but this maiden looks really bad.
Yeah, this seems wishful.
Yeah,
because he did run him in the Rebel after not breaking his maiden, and he ran 8th, well beaten. Number 13, Moonster, another Roman's horse.
Yeah, and I mean, his best race was last time out in the Jeff Ruby Stakes, finished 3rd to Something Like a Hot Brown. That was on synthetic. His race is on the dirt, a lot to be desired.
And finally, the 14 horse, Aquadini, another Dallas Stewart horse.
You know, this horse might make a little noise.
This one piques my interest.
Yeah, because, you know, really nice maiden breaker, 2 back at Fairgrounds. And then, you know, got the lead in allowance race, faded for 2nd, but still ran decent. You know, if he would have had a little bit better post, I may have thought about throwing him in underneath. But from the 14 hole, it's going to be tough for him.
Well, with that last race, you know, he received an 86 buyer that day. That puts him right in the running for a lot of these horses that are in this race.
Yep.
If he can jump up and improve off that. So I think he's interesting at a big price. So we've gone through the field.
We have.
Who the hell are you picking?
Well, I went with win-win-win, even though you guys...
Oh, yeah, I spoiled it.
Yeah, even though you guys have made fun of me. I just think he gets a better trip, he wins, because I think he might be the best horse in the race. I think he may have been the best horse in the Tampa Bay Derby as well, but he just didn't get a very good trip at all. And maybe he's the type that's just, he's not that great, you know, and that's why he didn't get a good trip, because he's just not a very good horse. I don't know. Irad Ortiz is going to ride him again. I thought that was a good sign. You know, I fielded 14 and all these big races, and this is the one he's on.
Yeah.
He must have thought he's a decent horse. So I went with win-win-win on top.
I don't hate it as much as I thought I was going to hate it when I got on this podcast.
Well, I appreciate that.
I'm definitely...
I'll take it.
Vekoma could definitely win this race, but at that price, I have no interest in playing that. I think you got to take some prices here. To me, it's that kind of race for me. I need the best price of these 2 horses, and because I don't necessarily love anything in here, but I like Something Like a Hot Brown, and I like number 3 Sigelman. I think Sigelman just has this look. Like I sometimes will. I'm so against McPeak so much of the time, but every once in a while, a horse, you just kind of that feeling like this horse, but he's got to be the right price for me. So I'm going to say the horse that's got the higher odds between those two come post time is who I would play. I mean, I as far as picking a win, because I just don't. I'm interested to see if 10-1. Do you think? I kind of think 10-1 is going to be is wishful. I think someone like a Hot Brown is going to get some
It
love.
could be like 5-1.
And Signalman could, after that last effort, could actually go up a little bit.
Yep.
So if that's the case, I'll probably be going for Signalman. It has a feeling that I definitely know he's better than that last race. And, anytime you got McPeak and you got Keeneland, it's like you can see it. Like it's going to happen again, and you just got to know when to get on them. And so, again, I don't love anything in here. It's going to be really hard for me to be like, after this race, say, that horse got a legit shot to win the next one.
No, I'll end it with this. The biggest surprise out of this race is if when it's over, we don't go, well, those are 2 tosses. Like if we actually say, well, they got a shot, that'd be a surprise.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, you might just have 2 more crossouts.
2 more crossouts, yeah.
Which we've been getting a few lately. So
yeah.
All right, so I think I'll probably be on Signalman depending on the odds, and you've got win.
Yeah, Signalman or something like a Hot Brown. I mean, they may be very similar.
It'll be close, I think. Yep. I just have a feeling that something like Hot Brown's coming in off the win. Signalman's coming in. Well, yeah, but Signalman's coming off a shitty effort. Yeah, he could get the most love.
Maybe.
Let's see. We got any Dennis? You're back. You're here. Welcome.
Oh, Dennis, get on?
Yeah. 21st birthday for him. April 6th. So hey, there you go. Happy birthday to 3. I'm not gonna lie to you, Dennis. I would have bet a lot more than I'm gonna bet this weekend that you were older than 21. I
thought Dennis. Yeah. I did too. Well,
so
that's awesome.
Maybe that's just me thinking that. But yeah, happy birthday. I never bet a favorite McPeak. Ever.
I second that.
You just can't. It's like no matter how good that horse has looked, if it's McPeak and it's a favorite, you just toss it because you just don't.
We beat that turf filly. I can't think of her name off the top of my head. Went long. We beat her so many times when she was at Daddy
Longlegs or Daddy Knows Best.
Daddy Knows Best. Yeah. Daddy Longlegs, something like that. Yeah.
Someone can help us.
Yeah. But yeah, we would beat her all the time. She'd be the favorite, and she would look like a winner.
Mm-hmm.
But then when she would get 4 or 5-1. Nail her,
Yep.
Yeah, so I'm with you.
It's weird. It's just some trainers, you just kind of have to understand their patterns, and it's really hard for they're not all Bafferts where if they win the next one race, they're gonna just top that with another one. Sometimes it's like they peak, bam, and then they go down, and you just kind of have to time it because a lot of times when this horse freaks and everyone gets on them, and that's when you gotta be like, no.
Yep.
I'm betting against. All right, we're going to the wood. Daddy Knows Best. Yeah, there you go.
Daddy Knows Best. Okay.
Yeah, that horse. You had no when to bet that horse.
Isn't it funny? Sometimes when you're thinking about a horse, you can literally see the horse, but you can't think of the name.
Yeah.
Like I can see her face, but I couldn't.
Well, to be fair, we talk about like 5,000 horses a week.
I know. Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Tax time, yeah.
Yep, it is tax time. I paid my taxes today.
Congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
We got our taxes done finally, so it's good. It's a good day, and we didn't have to pay much, so that's good.
That's good.
Got wood. That was yeah. We're gonna have a lot of fun with that.
When's Dennis's birthday?
It's Saturday.
Saturday? Yeah. Oh man, what are you doing, Dennis? Tell us what you're doing. Not the races, just after.
He's getting wood.
No, I don't want to. I don't hear about his bets. I just want. What are you doing afterwards?
Get hammered.
Is that what he's doing?
That's what he should do. I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, let's go. Let's see. Pull it up here. The wood. Let's see. Awesome. Race 10. All right. Let's start this. We're at 44 minutes on the pod, so we're going to have to...
All right, 10 minutes on this, and then what else are we doing?
Just going through some of the undercard races that we want to talk about.
10 minutes on that.
That's what we always say, but...
Yeah.
It's going to be longer than our podcast for anyone that cares.
Going to the track, getting drunk, and going to casino in Indiana. Perfect.
That sounds like a great
Good
day.
answer.
Yeah, great day.
Yep, that is the perfect day.
Although dangerous,
That's what Jared and I did last Saturday.
Don't get too hammered and then lose all your money out of the casino. So they'll rob you blind.
I was telling Heather, oh yeah, it's great. We just got drunk the whole time, and then we go to the media room, and like everybody's like, "Who are these guys?" They're like, "Yeah, because they're there for their job." You know, it's like, "Well, we're there for their job." It's like, "Yeah, but you're the boss.
There's not many.
You do whatever you want."
There's not many people in our industry could say they went into the Florida Derby, got hammered all day, and then got to where we sit in the press room is like 10 feet from the stage where they were interviewing the jockey trainer, everything of the Florida Derby winner, and the whole time we're just talking and being dumb.
I have no idea what they said and don't care.
I kept saying like, this is the dumbest thing I've ever seen. I probably said it too loud.
You did.
Yeah. But it was.
It was, yeah.
It's just, hey,
Yeah. We started drinking the third race. The third race, right?
Yeah, and what was funny, it was from my encouragement. I kept saying, "Are we gonna get a drink yet?"
Yeah, and that's different. That's
I
different.
was just feeling it.
It's different. Yeah. So we went. There's a hut. It's like a beach. Type area, Gulf Stream.
Like down towards the first turn, and it's like it almost makes you feel like there's like sand and everything.
Oh yeah,
it makes you feel like you're on the beach.
Yeah.
And then right behind you is the first turn.
Yeah.
And we just might find our way down there every race.
Yep.
And
some lady was making really strong drinks. We found that.
Oh, we met a bookie.
We met a bookie
that we became friends with, who made sure we got a guy that might be
never mind
that would make sure that we had a spot at the table all the time, or at the bar all the time.
It's because it's like a hut and it's packed, but this gentleman kept getting us to the front. Yeah.
Remember that he was like hitting on that chick at the other place? It was like being like really, really awkward.
Really awkward.
Just like standing there staring at her.
This guy was maybe 5'2". Yeah. He was
about what you'd expect.
Not that there's something there's nothing wrong with short people. It's just he was like a weird short person.
And she was like a good looking girl.
Really good looking girl. Yeah. Yeah. What? What do you think?
Were you working with him?
Were you working with him?
Yeah, we made sure to take we told everyone to bet hit and scroll, and then we took the cut. Right. So that's what we did.
Exactly. A client of his.
Mm-hmm.
No. Yes.
A client.
Yes.
He hired her. All right, let's do it. Recording. Huh?
What?
Like he hired her like a prostitute. That's what I was talking about.
She
her.
wasn't a prostitute.
I know.
Come on.
All right, let's
she
go.
may have
Let's go.
Maybe.
No,
I don't judge it.
3, 2, 1. Maybe.
I don't judge it.
3, 2, 1. All right, last up, let's go to Aqueduct for race 10, the Wood Memorial Stakes. It's worth $750K. It's grade 2. For 3-year-olds, go to Mount 8th. They're all going to Mount 8th. And again, 140, 20, 10, top 4 finishers. And I would say this is, at least to me, the least interesting race. But I do like one horse. Just because I think you have one with the two top some really big potential superstars. You got the other one it's a really good betting race. And then this one, I don't know. I can't get there with this field. But I will say this you've got a few in here that if they run really well again, they do become kind of legit.
Thank you. I agree.
Moving forward for me.
I agree.
Let's field of 11, 5-2 on Tacitus, your Tampa Bay winner, and then you've got 7-2 on Heikel. I call him Heikel. You call him Heikel. Whatever. And 9-2 on Tax, which has probably driven the fans crazy because this horse just hasn't ran, and here he is.
Here he is.
And that's all I can say. Final Jeopardy's in here for service. And Outshine for Todd Pletcher at 6-1.
Yeah. So
I just ran through a few of them, but that's kind of the key horses here.
Those are I don't think you have to go through all of them here because I do think there's some filler in the race. But it's very interesting that the winner of the Withers is Tax, and then the winner of the Gotham is Heikel, and those two horses I'm playing totally against, and they won the prep races in New York, and I'm against them. I thought the Withers,
You said it, yeah.
Here's the deal about the Withers. Until a horse comes out of that race and runs halfway decent, how can you support it? It got a huge number, and then none of these horses have done anything out of it.
Yeah.
That's why I'm against Tax.
When you look at, like even the Remsen, I mean, that was a terrible race too. And that's a race, Tax finished third. I plain and simple, and I'm sorry to do this to the fans, I just don't think Tax is good enough.
I don't think he's either. I mean, he might hit the board. He might hit the board.
Hasn't ran since February 2nd. So, I mean, literally the whole trail has happened. I don't remember when they claimed him. Was it February?
I don't know. I can't remember.
But, you know, I don't know. I don't see it. The horse that I think, like I was telling you the other day, like this is a horse that if he wins this race, he becomes like, to me, becomes very legit for the Derby, and that's Tacitus for Bill Mott. Hadn't been seen since November, and then came back and kind of was like the other Mott horse, right? No one, like, because you had obviously Hidden Scroll with all the hype, and you had Country House after running well, had some hype, and then Tacitus, like, oh, where's Tacitus, and then he comes back and looks really good in the Tampa Bay Derby. He did get the benefit of a great trip and kind of just perfect scenario, so that helped. But like I'm saying, if he can do it again here, if he looks impressive again here, because he's got everything, the breeding's awesome, he's got the trainer, he's got the jockey, everything's there. Like he'll be very high on my list.
Yeah, me too. Because I don't think, drawn inside like the 2-hole, I'm not sure. And I don't think the pace will be quite as hot in this one. I don't think he's going to get everything his way. But I do think this is a horse that has every right to improve in this race. That was like you mentioned, his first race in about 4 months. And progression is what you want to see. And if he can make another step forward, I think he becomes a legitimate hope to win the Kentucky Derby. But I want to see him do it when he doesn't get the perfect trip. And that's what I'm speculating today, that he won't.
So, Hoffa's Union, that horse.
So this is the key. This is
super interesting horse.
This is the keg of dynamite in the whole thing. And what I told Slim and the guys, I think I text everybody this. When you have a crop that's doing this shitty, and you have a horse that broke its maiden by 15.5 lengths, going a mile and 16th in its only race, he all of a sudden he is immediately interesting because
and he jumps into this one.
Yeah, and at least he showed a lot of talent. And if you go back and watch that race, it's not like he got 5 ahead and just cruised. He had a little pressure early and just totally dusted them and won by 15. Now the race was at Laurel Park, so maybe that's strike 1. Who knows what he faced? That's strike 2.
But he gets Mark Casse.
First
start. He gets at 33% first starts.
I was going to pick this horse to win. Okay, and he is going to be on every ticket I play.
Well, he's gonna dictate the pace of the whole race.
Here's
obviously.
why I didn't pick him. I think if this horse was super legit, and this is nothing against this person, but I think if he's super legit, they would have got somebody better than Dylan Davis to ride. And I don't hate Dylan Davis, but if this was a big-time player, Cassie's got enough connections, he would have got somebody else.
Yeah.
That's my only worry with him. But he's super interesting.
All right, so this is back March 9th when B-Money basically just won everything. He also won with Heichel. And this is a horse that won the Gotham. Came from the clouds, kind of out of nowhere, bam, wins the race. That was his first race going longer than 7 furlongs. He ran it in a mile. Now he goes to a mile and 1/8. Do you believe in this horse at all?
I think he's going to come with a little bit of a run, but I just think it's kind of flatten out. Kind of like a late closing sprinter does when they go a mile and 1/8. He might sneak up. I think a lot of people are going to just throw him out, and he might sneak up and beat you in a try because I do think he might be classy enough to get third. But I don't think he can win, no.
All right, so this is another one of the interesting horses in the race. Final Jeopardy for Jason Service and Gary Mary West, which, we've seen that team up recently. And so, coming off a really impressive allowance win at Gulfstream Park, comes in here. Again, it's like you wouldn't think, but I don't think this horse is completely no chance. No,
he was really impressive when he broke his maiden. I almost drafted this horse because, he broke his maiden December 9th at Gulfstream. Looked really good. Came back in a stakes and, wasn't good as even money favorite, but did rebound in an allowance last time out.
Jumped from a 73 buyer to a 90 buyer.
I'm going to put him on the tickets.
I think you have to.
Yep.
Especially right now, given what we've seen.
Yep.
Another interesting one here. Finished second to your pick in the last race. Win. Over deliver for Todd Pletcher.
Yeah.
It didn't start until December and won, and then didn't start until and then came back to run in January, and then haven't seen the horse since the Pascal. And remember, I remember picking this horse in that race.
Yes, yeah.
And that's kind of when win-win-win kind of emerged a little bit too. And I remember like I picked him. It's like I remember talking to you about it. It's like, yeah, he got second, but God, he looked bad.
Oh yeah, he was really bad in the Pasco. I want you to do me a favor though. Read the horse that he beat in his debut race.
Boat Express.
Yeah, who finished second in the Florida Derby last week. So, you know, you have that. You have that angle going for you. I wish he would have been a little bit closer than 7 1/4 to win. I mean, that's the only reason I kind of am like, I'm not sure on him.
Yeah, you know, he's just. I get why you would think about playing him, but he's got to do more than that. Not That Brady. I'm about to sneeze. Go take it over.
Not That Brady. He was second by head in the Withers and then got beat 74 links in the Gotham. So again, until somebody proves they can run out of that Withers, I'm done with them. Bless you, by the way.
Yeah, thank you. It hit me. Grumps.
This has the best name.
Best name alert. Grumps Little Tots.
Yeah, Grumps Little Tots.
It almost sounds inappropriate. I don't know why. Like Scott's Tots. Scott's Tots.
Scott's.
Hey, Mega Scott. What you gonna do? What you gonna do? Make our dreams come true.
Please play that song on the actual show. Grumps Little Tots. Toss out for me.
Yeah, Matt.
1 by 6 last time, but toss out.
My nickname in high school, Math Wizard.
Math Wizard. Listen, this horse 3 races back won a $16,000 maiden claimer, so you got that going for you, right?
Which is nice. Outshine, another top pletron here. This one a little more interesting to me.
Yeah, this is gonna be my top pick. Actually, I'll go ahead. Let the cat out of the bag. Again, I think the Tampa Bay Derby was a pretty good race. I liked Tacitus. I liked Outshine. Obviously, I like Win. Picked that horse. But listen, it's the same kind of thing. Outshine was driving towards the finish. You know, just didn't get the trip. Was 4 wide while the winner saved all the ground. I think if you flip-flop the trip, Outshine would win.
Yeah.
And once again, what is my point going to be? If we can get 6-1 on Outshine in this race, when if he would have won the Tampa Bay Derby, he would be 9-5. So I think Outshine, you can make a legitimate case. Todd Pletcher really likes this horse.
So, yeah, Outshine was a horse that... Because I was at the point with my fantasy team. I was like, there's got to be one Pletcher. You know what I mean? Like I was like, there's got to be one Pletcher out there. And when Outshine came back, because he hadn't ran since June, and then ran in February, and then he came back. I was like, okay, I really thought long and hard about claiming that horse. And then I think it was February 10th. So it was the next week. That's when Intrepid Heart came back, and I was like, okay, that's the horse I'm picking.
Yep.
And then the following next couple of days, it was Spinoff, and so they real quickly, of course, Spinoff worked out well. But I think Outshine has got a lot of potential. He almost won the damn thing last time, like you said. So
he ran well,
and he gets he loses Rosario obviously because he's staying in Santa Anita, but you've got John Velasquez, so not bad. And
probably an upgrade.
Joviva.
Yeah, here's the interesting thing. Jovia is how I said it, but it's probably wrong. The interesting thing about this horse, in his 2 races, he lost by a neck to Heichel, who's a pretty good horse, right? Won the Gotham. And then he lost by 6 to Always Mining, and that's who Curtis says is going to win the Preakness. So,
okay.
He's got some, at least he's running against horses we've heard of.
Yeah.
I don't think he's got a shot, but...
My top pick, Money, you'll enjoy this. It's Tacitus. I just think that he still has to prove, like I said earlier, he needs to prove again that he was legit enough. But I think in this race, I think that it's a potential that because he's by Tappet Tappet, he's got closed hatches, which we love that horse.
Oh yeah,
he's bred well. He looks awesome. He's got everything. It's like do it one more time, and you might be a legit Derby contender. So I'd like to jump on him right now. In this field, especially, I think breeding wise, mile and 1/8 is perfect. No problems there. And considering he is a Tappet, he ran well. And it wasn't. Maybe it was that layoff or whatever, but he doesn't have a lot of those Tappet issues that we're used to seeing. So. I'm about to see this.
Let me ask you real quick before we close it off. If Hoffa's Union wins this race by 4, where does he rank in the Kentucky Derby rankings?
Good gosh.
Meaning he would have won a maiden on February 28th and then won the Wood by 4.
I mean, I'd rank him somewhere like 8 to 10 range.
Okay.
And then I would walk out, slam a drink. And then it'd be like, I guess just like F it, like I'm just gonna like ask my mom who I should pick in the Kentucky Derby, and then I'm just gonna get hammered that day because like
I did that.
That's where you did. You didn't even know who won. It was California Chrome, by the way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
He won. Good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's just that if that happens, it's like really that's the year we have.
Yeah.
Hopefully that doesn't happen, but it would be kind of interesting to see.
Yep.
But I want to see this. You're on whoever.
Outshine.
Oh, we almost got that in 2 minutes.
No, really? That's good. All right. Let's wrap it up.
We got rapid fire,
Oh, yeah, that's right.
So how do you want to do this? Like, do you want to? I mean, my plan was to go through all three of the prep days or cards, and then say like, okay, let's go through a few of these races. Who do you like?
Okay.
Do that. Just like, I'm talking like this,
Okay. Do that.
Slam a drink. I'm slamming 2 or 3 or 4 if he wins. 5 from putting it by 6 and just drinking fast. Oh yeah, I'll slam 1 quickly and I'll do another one after. Don't worry. All right.
Yeah, you stepped your game up last week.
I know. If you didn't listen, you want Drunk Aaron and Jared on the podcast, listen to the last podcast. It was the recap. It was like a instant reaction type thing. Yeah, we did it right after. We had to have Magic. We had to have Magic run it because he's like, "Do you want to do a podcast after?" And I was like, "Yeah, but I don't want to do it really." Yeah, and he's like, "Don't worry, I'll record it all and everything. I'll handle it." It's like, all right, cool. So we just literally got back to the hotel, jumped on there, and I don't know how we did.
I listened to it on the plane on the way home.
It was better than I thought it was.
Yeah, I didn't remember doing much of it, but
okay. 3, 2, 1. Time for Rapid Fire, presented by Naira Bets. This Saturday, the battle to earn a spot in this year's Kentucky Derby heads north to Aqueduct for the Wood Memorial. Build your Derby bankroll builder with Naira Bets. We just talked about the Wood Memorial. Bet at least $50 on one horse to win the Wood. Could be Outshine. And get a $20 cash bonus, win or lose. New to Naira Bets, sign up today with the promo code DUDES and earn a $200 new member cash bonus. Join today at NairaBets.com or Naira Bets app and make sure to put in promo code DUDES to earn that $200 cash bonus. All right. So for rapid fire, what we're going to do is, like, instead of just giving picks, because obviously there's a ton to talk about, I just wanted to kind of run through, because these undercards for the 3 big days, the undercards are awesome too. So we'll start with where we just ended there in Aqueduct.
Yeah.
So let's go earlier on the card, race 6, the Bay Shore. It's a grade 3. You've got some horses that were on the trail at one point, like Much Better, Mucho, Mind Control, Call Paul. I mean, that's and then Mount Travers, there's 5 horse field, but I mean, people are going to give that grief for 5 horse field. 4 of those horses, this race is awesome.
Yeah, really good race. A lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun watching it. I think the pace is going to be the key to it. Much Better should be out on a lead by himself, but we'll see.
Next race 7, the Excelsior Stakes. This is led by 9-5 Discreet Lover.
Lover's back, yeah.
He's back.
He's probably a good horse to play against, right? Because he kind of is like, I'm going to hit the board a lot. Then he finally won the Jockey Club. But now it's like, first off, a layoff. He usually just hits the board. I'm going to try to find a price here.
Yeah, I agree. Let's go to the Gazelle. Race 8. This is
a mess.
Philly's 3-year-olds. Positive Spirit, 5-2. You like that?
I don't like anybody in this race, really. I mean, a Positive Spirit, one here is a 2-year-old going this distance, so that's probably who I would play, but it's not a very good race.
It's sad. It is an Oaks race, so yeah, that's where we're at.
Now, this one I love.
Yeah, the next up, race 9, the Carter. It's a grade 1. And again, I have World of Trouble ranked like top 5 in my NTRA poll.
Yeah.
Here he is, but guess what? On dirt, where he has done well on the dirt before.
Yeah.
Even money favorite though. You really worth taking that because especially got Vino Rosso, who's obviously done some damage at Aqueduct himself, 5-2.
I think you play World of Trouble and Vino Rosso. That's it. I don't
really see much in here that I would want to play.
I think World of Trouble gets the lead, and I think he's going to be really tough to run down.
What I love about that though is that I love playing these kind of bets because you got World of Trouble and you got Vino. and Little Trouble holds on, then you're fine.
Yeah.
But if there's a horse that's going to knock him off, it could be Vino, and so you've got both ends covered. So, well, yeah, that's a race prior. Then of course race 10.
Yeah.
You got the Wood Memorial.
It's gonna be a good one.
All right, I'll edit the downtime here. Let me go to Keeneland.
Oh, these races at Keeneland are wars. They are wars.
It's insane.
These sprints are gonna be fights now.
I love these races though. Where's the start? Race 6. All right. Keeneland is so rough. It is rough, man. It is
rough.
You get paid. You will get paid Saturday. No doubt about it. I just got to figure it out.
Oh, I tried for hours, so hopefully.
3, 2, 1. All right, let's go to Keeneland. This undercard.
It's awesome.
It's insane. Like I'm gonna lean on Samich this weekend because this guy he's gonna be tweeting, I'm sure, because he's obviously contributed to the guide for Santa Anita and Aqueduct. But we covered the bluegrass. But he's gonna be hammering these multis on the undercard here leading up to the bluegrass because it's gonna pay. Let's start with race 6, the Commonwealth Stakes. A grade 3, and you got some of the old hard knockers that we like to see in these 7 furlong type sprints. Recruiting Ready, Limousine Liberal. You go New York Central. Yeah. New York Central's 20-1.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Runaway Ghost is in this race.
Warriors Club.
Warrior Club won this race last year. He's 10-1. Uncontested is 12-1.
Still having fun is 12-1. Take my money. Take my money on New York Central.
This race is loaded with great horses. Well, I shouldn't say great horses. Loaded with good horses. This is going to be a grab bag of fun. 14 of them.
14
so much speed. There's so much speed signed on. It's going to be wild.
Next race, number 7, the Shakertown Stakes. Again.
Once again.
Disco partner in this race. Will Call, Conquest Tsunami, Bound for Nowhere, Imprimis. Chaos Theory is, there's all, you name it. I mean, this Richard's Boys in this race. Jazzy Times still running.
Jazzy Times still around.
Disco partner though, we love Disco partner.
It's gonna be.
Win?
It's a 5.5, and he has trouble at 5 and 5.5. It's gonna set up really, really well for him, but man, it's gonna be tough.
All right, the Madison's grade 1. This is a fun one too because look at this. You got Amy's Challenge at 4-1.
Give me Amy's Challenge all day. I'll just say that. I think she's going to be the lone
Shamrock Rose 5-2.
Yeah, and I don't think Shamrock Rose is really nice horse. If you play her, that's fine. But I just at 5-2, I'm going to take Amy's Challenge at 4-1 instead. I think she gets on the lead, and I know she had trouble moving up in class last year, but she looks like a different animal this year.
Boy, you had your work cut out on these. Obviously,
the guide is it was impossible.
Well, the Bluegrass Wagering Guide is available now. You got to check it out because it's got all analysis on these races. Even if you don't agree with them, it's like at least it gives you analysis on every horse and what they're coming into the race like and whatnot, and you can agree or disagree. Race 9, the Central Bank Ashland. This is a Kentucky Oaks prep, and it's an interesting situation where you've got Restless Rider who. It's like, what is Restless Rider? McPeak at 5-2, scary. Feedback at 3-1 for Chad Brown, and then Jaywalk, who we know should beat. I mean, we've seen this horse, but last time out, man, it's scary.
Well, this is the problem.
8-5 on her, by the way.
Yeah, this is the problem of the whole thing at Keeneland. You really need to single Jaywalk so you can play all these other horses. But it's a really shitty situation because you got to have some balls to single her after how bad she was in the Devona Dale. If she bounces back, she will beat these horses. But I couldn't single her. Now, I think Feedback may scratch. So that could get you down to just 2 horses to use, Jaywalk and Restless Rider.
Boy, Restless Rider would be about the biggest hit to get beat by.
I know, yeah.
I'm not playing Restless Rider, and then she wins. You're like, God, really?
I think you have to play her, which makes you have to go a little bit skinnier than you probably want to do in the other races. But
is it really possible that McPeak could sweep the Oaks Derby preps here at Keeneland?
Maybe. I don't know. I hope not, but...
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, it's possible.
Okay, well, there's that. Let's see.
Let's go to Santa Anita.
You want to talk about the evening jewel or no?
Nah.
Okay. Santa Anita.
Just the graded.
All right. 3, 2, 1. And then there's Santa Anita. And again, here we go. And you got some, we'll talk about, some of these makeup races as well on this card. So it's a monster card. And it starts off with race 3, the Santa Anita Oaks.
Big field.
It's one of those, it's a big field of 5. But you've got 3, high class level horses in here to talk about. Fleur de Lamar for Bob Baffert, who was once thought to be very, very, very good, 5-1. Chasing Yesterday, 3-1, who's like, hey, Bellafina, you want to dodge me out of Sunland? No, don't worry, I'll come back.
Do you think she'll actually run in this race?
I have no idea.
I would be shocked if she's in this race.
Why is she in this race?
I have no idea.
That's the thing, she's got the points.
I don't know.
And then Bellafina, 2-5, the 5-horse here. I mean, really, I like Chase Yesterday, and remember we talked about this, and you gave me some grief about it, had Bellafina been in the race, who I'd pick, but given the current situation, there's no way you can pick Chasing Yesterday against her.
I don't think so, no.
Bellafina should be fit and ready to go, and I know it's a mile 16th, but I don't...
She should win easy.
Don't like Fleur de Lamar really as much, but, boy, it's a tough race. Considering it's 5 horses.
I think Bellafina will roll in that race.
If Chasing Yesterday actually does run, you have to hang on.
You're right.
Why?
You're right. Why run her? I agree.
All right, the race 5, the Royal Heron Stakes, Gasalika. We love this horse. Everyone loves this horse.
Yeah, I can't wait to watch her.
3-5, morning line favorite on her. Race 6, you got the Echo Eddie. We'll bypass that. Let's see, what do we got here? Santa Anita Derby. I think we've covered that one.
Yeah, the handicap. Santa Anita handicap.
How about the Providencia? Do you like that one?
Yeah, sure.
What we got here? You got Colin Creed at 3-1, Maximum Rate 4-1, 7-2 on Lady Prancelot. I mean, this is kind of like that.
This is your betting race.
This is the race because you could get very chalky in these stakes races. This is the one that going a mile and 1/8 on the turf.
I haven't quite decided. I think there's going to be a long shot here. I haven't decided who yet, but I think there's going to be one. I think there's just a lot of decent to average horses in that one.
And then finally, race 10. So you think it's over, the big ones anyways, over after the Santa Anita Derby. It's not race 10, the Santa Anita Handicap. The big cap, we finally get to races. You haven't run this race. So we lost the Derby prep. We didn't lose this race. McKenzie, 4-5, morning line favorite. Gift box, 6-5. Prime Attraction, 5-1. That's your 3 heavy hitters there.
Yeah, it's not that great of a race this year. Let's be honest. It's kind of a 6-horse field of
mile and a quarter.
Yeah, average.
For McKenzie.
Yeah, I mean, so if you want to try to beat him at 4-5 because you don't think he can run a mile and a quarter, go for it. I think you do have some options. Prime Attraction and Gift Box give you a couple nice options. I think. Other than that, though, I think they paid these other guys to run in the race.
I've been so ready to see Gift Box back though.
Yeah, I just
think I like that horse.
McKenzie always gets bad, so I think Gift Box. I mean, 6-5 on the morning line. I mean, it's 6-horse field, but maybe you get 7-8-5, right?
I just can't figure out what McKenzie is. I don't know if he's a mile and a quarter horse as much as I like him.
I don't know what he is anymore either. I don't know.
But he's classy horse. Could be a big day for Bob Baffert, no doubt about it. So
could be very disappointing too. You just never know.
Could be. I mean, it's been that kind of year for him with the preps, anyways. So we'll just have to see. But yeah, that's the full undercards for the 3 big days. Obviously, just unbelievable betting all day long. We're looking forward to it.
Yeah, you're coming over to the house, right?
That's right.
Saturday?
So we were going to, like we've been saying, we were going to go to Santa Anita. That was the plan all along.
Well, we were worried they weren't going to run the race, so we had to just pivot and say, well, we'll just.
Because really, every day you're just like holding your breath. Like, is this going to be the day that they don't run, or they cancel it or whatever?
Well, we haven't got to. They're running right now as we do this. I had Keeneland on. I haven't watched it, but if another horse breaks down, who knows? They may not run this race. Let's hope they do, though.
All right, that's gonna wrap it up for the rapid fire. Obviously, check out everything at racingdudes.com. The picks, we'll have everything covered. If you just want free picks, you can get that. We'll have our premium pick selections, or if you want to go even further with these 3 big cards, buy the wagering guide, or you can get it free with any subscription. So we'll have you covered at racingdudes.com.
109. That's not bad.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
All right, 3, 2, 1. So all the time we have. Check us out at racedudes.com for our free picks and our premium selections on our handicapping products page. Click the handicapping products link on the main menu at racedudes.com to learn more. Again, like we've been saying, our inside track to the Bluegrass is now available for instant download. Again, this is like you got exclusive exotic wagers and pace analysis from the Wood and the Santa Anita Derby from award-winning rider Saratoga Slim. You got multi-race wager plays strategies on the Wood and the Santa Anita Derby from Mike Somich. Of course, you got race-by-race analysis of all the stakes on the Keeneland card from yours truly over here, Aaron Halterman. And that includes overview of the race, pace, top selections, threats, long shots to use, betting advice, everything you want there. You can get a sample of the guide over at racenews.com on the handicap products page as well. So make sure you go and check that out and download that right now. We're currently having 19 tracks, all offering free picks. We're on Twitter at Racing_Dudes, Instagram, Google+, Facebook. Listen to us on SoundCloud, iTunes, Google Play Music, Stitcher, or even our website at racingdudes.com. All right, you got anything else to add? It's been on the podcast.
No, I think we're good. Good luck, everybody that's going to play this weekend. Hopefully have another good weekend. We had a really good one last weekend. We just talked about how Keeneland's going to be tough, but it's going to be rewarding. So hopefully we hit a couple.
So we got these last 3 here, and then next weekend we'll have the Arkansas Derby in Lexington.
So
it's over.
Just real quick preview of next week's podcast. We're going to have a live guest in studio next week.
Oh, what's his name?
Ryan Stillman will be live on For Blinkers Off. He's going to be staying at my house for a few days. We're going to go down to the Arkansas Derby.
When do we leave?
We're going to leave Friday morning, early, 5 a.m.
No, we're not.
We're not going to leave 5 a.m. But yeah, we're going to leave down Friday, go Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to the races. It's going to be fun.
Yeah, because this year they've done it where the Apple Blossom is going to be, well, really it's the only race on Sunday, but then the big one. But it used to be Friday, Saturday, now it's Saturday, Sunday, but since they've extended the meet.
Yep, and Stillman, I've been talking to him, I'm sure you have too, and he's got a lot to say about on the podcast next week. So, and I think he'll even have more after he digests these 3 races this week.
Yeah, we'll have a lot to talk about.
Yeah, he's very excited. We're very excited to see him. It's going to be fun. If you're going to the Arkansas Derby, there's no better time than hanging out with us. I promise you that.
We have a hell of a time. All right.
I promise you that.
Yes. We will likely remember it. Well, I'm Jared Welch. He's Aaron Halterman. Let's first get to this weekend. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, cannot wait to have Ryan here live.
Live and in person.
That's right.
Scary stuff. Maybe we should play. That'd be a good opportunity to play the hidden podcast from the Breeders' Cup. I'm gonna pass on that one.
I think our last day of owning the site, whenever that we're gonna be very old, let's say, but
the day we sell the site, let's say,
right, where we don't have to rely on that. We can piss some people off, right? We'll play the hidden podcast.
And then say, sorry, all our guys that are on that, I won't mention names, you might have just lost your jobs now, too.
Yes.
Because if this gets out, people are going to hear it. But it's okay. We just wanted to play it. Oh, Ryan. How's Ryan's doings that night? You guys, we'll stay on for just a little bit longer. I know it's been a long podcast for those stayed on the entire time. But if there's anything you guys want to ask, we'll get on here. And
yeah. I don't know, people are
still on.
That should never air, Ryan. Yeah, I agree.
Hey, I saved it. I still have it.
You do have it?
Oh, yeah.
It was a lot of fun.
And what's funny about it is I have it. I've never listened to it. So it's not like I wanted, if it ever does go out, I want it to be all
virgin ears.
Yeah. Exactly. Because I don't remember. Lucky for you, Magic.
I missed the entire show.
It will be available on iTunes.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
shut up.
Yeah. 3 conversations. I was so used to one. That's really funny. I knew in the back of my mind, Dennis, that it was a different post time, but I still turned on the TV. It's 12:05 for us. I still turned it on. I was like, "Where is it?" Oh yeah, it was a late post. Yeah. Yeah, I got Bulletin. I cashed a ticket on him in the Breeders' Cup, so I have to pick him here.
There you go. You did.
Yeah.
What time is that race? 5:18. So we got a little.
Mike Spector missed it.
Why do you guys tune in right now at the end?
Hey, big congrats to Mike.
Why?
Can't say, but he texted us something.
Oh yeah, I saw that. Yeah, congrats.
I'm not gonna say it out loud. I don't know if he wants people to know that business, but big congrats To her boy. I missed all the show, you mean? Yeah.
Oh, my monster's awake.
Uh-oh. Yeah, the kid's awake. All right, I gotta go.
That means live is about to end.
Yep, I gotta go.
We're recording this at my house, and yeah, my little boy I heard him, so he'll be in here.
This is what you hear.
Yeah.
Feet.
And yelling.
Little feet. Well, yeah, yelling, for sure.
Dude, if you subscribe...
Cohen.
If you subscribe to our YouTube, which clearly you don't, Magic, you get an alert. When we go live, you get alerted. Okay? So I don't want to hear you didn't get invited. So you got to go subscribe. Click down below. You click subscribe, and you're done. Then there's your reminder. Yep. You can be an adult.
You're a dumbass. So I'm saying, Dennis, have fun, man. Have a hell of a time. Have a hell of a time. I'm reading while I'm talking. Yep, Dennis, have a good time.
Dennis, yeah, don't do anything we wouldn't do.
Which basically that means you can do any effing thing. Can you say the F word on YouTube Live?
Probably not. But
no, I didn't say it.
We can't edit this.
No,
so.
You do whatever you want, Dennis. It's your day.
They'll probably allow 1 or 2 until they end up getting banned.
Okay. I'm not going to do it.
Magic, did you subscribe yet? You better have. He's ignoring us now.
Yeah,
all right.
Piss on him.
Nothing else?
He's been really mean to me the last couple days. So.
All right. It's going to be a big... Got home, won. Congrats.
That's great, yeah.
All right. We'll see you guys next week. Maybe this weekend. I don't know. We'll see what happens.
Yep. Oh, no. We're going to do one.
Are we?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. We're going to do we're going to have a Slim on, and we're going to have...
Yes, Slim. Should we have Paul on? I mean, he'll be there.
Ooh, we should have Paul instead of Slim.
He probably like that.
Good
Well, I meant both, but whatever.
Slim said he's quitting, so...
Magic will be at Santa Anita.
Magic was great last year on it.
He was. That was really cool because he was so pumped up about Justified.
Oh, it was awesome. What about Dan Keener? Are we going to have him on?
Yeah, we had him too, didn't we?
Yeah.
Yeah, he'll probably be there.
He's still kicking?
Yeah.
I hear from every once in a while. I ignore all his emails. You guys reply to it.
He's had some content on the site lately.
Yeah, he's done good. The Transylvania, he had a preview of that.
Mm-hmm.
Like 3 months ago.
Yeah.
And now we're finally running the race. The Bluegrass.
Yep.
Back in November of 18, I think he posted that. So. I'm just giving
He was pumped though.
No, listen, I'm just giving him shit. I like him. He's a good guy. He seems like a good guy.
I'm gonna have to repost that again, because it's been so long.
Please call me on my ride back from Aqueduct. Well, since you said please, we will.
We might. There's no promises.
No, we will.
Okay. You might. I might have you call me. I might have you do it. How about that?
What do you mean?
Do the podcast.
That's fine. I can do it.
Okay.
Thanks, Gerd.
All right. We'll see you guys.
I should never say that again.
We'll see you guys this weekend, I guess. All right.